Ja, hallo zusammen und seid gegrüßt zu einer weiteren Folge von Let's Play The Legend of Heroes Trades from Zero. Wir haben einen, ja, erstmal einen dicken Räusperer zur Begrüßung. Sehr schön, so muss das nicht. Wir haben einen sehr, sehr anstrengenden Tag hinter uns, denn Elie hat sich vorzeitig von uns verabschiedet. Wir sind in unserer jüngsten Mission, die wir erhalten haben, nicht wirklich vorangekommen. Die First Division hat uns das irgendwann auf sehr ruppige Art und Weise übernommen, als es darum ging, den vermeintlichen Drohbriefverfasser ausfindig zu machen. Und wir haben kurz vor Feierabend hat uns der Bedienstete vom Großvater von Elie hier quasi vor unserer, ich weiß gar nicht, wie ich das nennen soll, vor unserem Wohnheim, vor unserem SSS-Department besucht und hat Elie drum gebeten, ihren Job hier bei der SSS an den Nagel zu hängen und zurückzukehren zur Familie, um irgendwann mal die Rolle des Großvaters zu übernehmen. Und wir haben erfahren, dass Elie ursprünglich mal Politikerin werden wollte, sich quasi kurzerhand dann doch für die Polizei entschieden hat und sie hat sich dann völlig fertig verabschiedet, meinte auch, ihr ging es irgendwie den ganzen Tag schon nicht so gut. Und das beschäftigt jetzt natürlich unsere Gruppe und scheinbar auch Lloyd, der jetzt hier auf seinem Bett liegt und über Elie nachdenkt, wie es aussieht. Over these past 2 months, I thought we'd become pretty close, but it seems like I never really understood the important things she was dealing with. I had no idea she was Mayor McDowell's granddaughter, and an aspiring politician on top of that. If I recall correctly, you didn't attend the police academy, right, Elie? So how did you end up with the CPD? Well, to put it simply, this is my way of getting some real-world experience. While I didn't attend the academy, I did take a written exam and marksmanship test when I applied. They couldn't really reject me since I received perfect marks on both tests. You know, the more I learn, the more I feel like we're worlds apart. Do you think so? It's pretty rare for rookies to have already earned their detective license, though. You must have your own reasons for joining the CPD, right, Lloyd? Well, that's... Perhaps it would be best to continue this talk after we've officially become co-workers. Das war ein Gespräch, was wahrscheinlich tatsächlich irgendwann am Anfang des Spiels so stattgefunden hat, oder? Alright. I'll go see if Ellie's up for a chat. Oh. If she's worried about something, maybe I can help somehow. And maybe we can continue that conversation we started. Das, finde ich, ist eigentlich eine gute Idee. Ich bin da mal so ein bisschen hin und her gerissen, auch in Real Life in solchen Momenten, weil man weiß immer nicht, tut man der Person einen Gefallen, wenn man sie einfach in Frieden lässt? Oder hilft es ihr vielleicht, wenn man tatsächlich das Gespräch sucht? Also bei Lloyd bin ich mir relativ sicher, dass sie es begrüßen wird, wenn er jetzt vorbeischaut, um mit ihr zu sprechen. What you up to, Lloyd? Going out on the town? Well, not exactly. Ah, it's about Mademoiselle Lee then, huh? Well, I can't blame you for being worried. Seems like she's got a lot on her mind right now. Not sure if it's the kind of stuff we should really be butting into, though. Yeah, that might be true, but still, if something's on her mind, I want her to know she can rely on us. Trust me, I don't want to see her down in the dumps either. I'm just not sure if we should really be butting into her personal issues is all. Naja, ihr als Gruppe wahrscheinlich eher nicht, aber Lloyd als Einzelperson, zu der sie wahrscheinlich den engsten Draht hat, das sollte, denke ich mal, schon okay sein. Wobei, wir können mal gucken, ob Sergei auch in seinem Zimmer ist. Ah ja, da sitzt er, hab den gerade gar nicht gesehen. Oh, it's you. Why the long face? How about you toss that skull away before you come in here? Haha, sorry about that. Still working, Chief? The SSS, unconventional as it may be, is still part of the CPD, so that means paperwork. If you don't have any pressing issues, kid, could you leave me to this? I'd like to get all this finished before daybreak, you know? Right, sorry for the interruption. If you don't have any pressing issues, kid, could you leave me to this? I'd like to get all this finished before daybreak, you know. Ja, machen wir, haben wir verstanden. Oh Gott, der Arme, ey. Der hat's wahrscheinlich auch nicht leicht. Wir sehen immer nur uns und was wir so alles auf dem Buckel haben. Aber Sergei hat auch durchaus Zeugs zu tun. Achso, ich habe schon wieder Theo gerade nicht gesehen. Ich bin heute voll blind. Was machst du denn an deinem Schreibtisch? Oh, are you busy reading something, Theo? Hat sie ein Buch in der Hand? Ich sehe nichts. Yes, I was halfway through the science journal, actually. Lloyd, also ich will nicht wieder so an Details rummäkeln, aber wäre es nicht viel gemütlicher im Bett zu lesen, als auf so einem Stuhl am Schreibtisch? Also ich weiß, ich könnte so nicht lesen. Also es sei denn, ich lerne oder so, aber das ist dann, finde ich, nochmal was anderes. I know, you're worried about Elie too, aren't you? I was just thinking about going to talk to her. Is that so? If that is the case, I will let you handle it, Lloyd. After all, dealing with these kinds of issues does not fall into my area of expertise. I leave Elie in your capable hands, Lloyd. Initially, I believed that it might be more appropriate for another girl to handle this issue, but this field is not precisely my forte. Aber sehr selbstreflektiert auf jeden Fall. Also Tio kann, glaube ich, besser als so manch Erwachsener einschätzen, wo ihre Grenzen liegen, was ihre Stärken und Schwächen sind. Das ehrt sie auf jeden Fall. So, also wollen wir. Wir müssen wahrscheinlich auch. Das ist kein optionales Gespräch. Here goes nothing. Elie, do you have a minute? Safe macht die auf. No reply, is she asleep? No, I don't sense anyone inside. Was? Ah, sie wird auf dem Dach sein. Elie, sorry, I'm coming in. Ja, sie wird auf dem Dach sein und da nachdenken und frische Luft atmen und uns gleich erzählen, wie schön die Sterne sind und so. Just as I thought, she's not here. Where could she have gone? I'll try looking around the building. Ey, Wetten? Ey, wenn sie nicht auf dem Dach ist, ne? Wenn man jetzt so virtuell Wetten abschließen könnte, egal wie das aussehen soll, ey, ich wäre jetzt voll dabei. Ich würde jetzt voll was in den Ring werfen. So, lasst es uns aufdröseln. Ha, ich hätte gewonnen. Oh. Lloyd? Was geht, Elie? Hier sind wir ungestört, hier hört uns keiner. Hey, Elie, how'd you know it was me? Just a hunch. I don't know why, but I had a feeling you'd come here. Guess you were right. Ah, bei Nacht ist die Stadt schon schön. Also sie ist auch tagsüber schön, aber bei Nacht ist nochmal was anderes. Breathtaking as always. Isn't that the IBC in the distance? Yes, it is. I doubt you would find a cityscape as beautiful as Crossbelts, even if you scoured the entire continent. Yet, the more the lights of the city shine, the more the stars seem to dim. The purity of starlight, the symbol of Ideal's love. Ich wusste, dass die Sterne thematisiert werden. Das ist immer so. Elie. I was thinking over everything that happened today, with Rivage, HIER, and Dudley. No matter what you do, you can't change Crossbelt's true nature. Ach, das hatte er gesagt, ne? Ich erinnere mich. Ich nehme das hier direkt im Anschluss auf. Rivage's iron grip is here to stay. I am merely referring to them as our fellow business competitors. Das hat hingegen der HIER-Typ gesagt. Here in Crossbelt, free trade is protected by law after all. Do you take offense with that, officers? We're charged with maintaining a certain degree of order in a city where justice is a constant uphill battle. Und das war von dem ersten, von dem Mafioso. Ich habe die ganzen Namen. Marconi hieß der, glaube ich. Obwohl, aber den haben wir nicht getroffen, ne? Wie hieß denn der, den wir getroffen haben? Ich weiß nicht mehr. We're expected to suppress major crimes and protect the public from criminal organizations and foreign intelligence agencies. Can you possibly fathom the work that goes into that? That was the darkness of the city, the tragic truth of the state called Crossbell. We are kept alive only by the will of the Empire and the Republic, stripped of all pride and fed constant lies and deception. We are drowning in false prosperity and novelties only because our captors allow it. Everyone just surrenders to these circumstances and accepts the status quo without realizing its true cost. That's the city we live in. Maybe you're right, but you don't want to surrender just yet, do you, Elie? I once had a mother and father. Oh, I suppose putting it like that makes it sound as if they've passed away. They're still very much alive. What I mean to say is they divorced when I was little. My mother lives in the Empire now and my father in the Republic. I had no idea. My father was born and raised in the Republic. He moved to Crossbell City, met my mother, and after marrying into the McDowell family, he strove to become a politician. Immediately after he joined the Diet, he recognized Crossbell's ugly, distorted reality. As someone with a strong sense of justice, he made it his duty to mend this broken city. Year after year, he drafted reform bills, all in the hopes of bringing change to the state. That's amazing. No, in the end, none of his bills were ever passed. The Imperial and Republican factions both shunned him, ridiculed him. One by one, his allies betrayed him, friends left him, and he became the laughingstock of the political world. Not even my grandfather, as well respected as he is for being neutral, was able to mend his career. Crossbell brought my father to utter despair. And then, one day, he quit. As a Diet member, as a husband, and as my father. He decided to leave everything behind for Calvert. Krass. Mother couldn't stop him. And at the same time, she couldn't uproot me, still a small child, to follow him all the way there. Eventually, they settled on a divorce and my father was gone for good. It always seemed like Mother hated him for what he did, but I got the impression that underneath it all, she still loved him. It soon became apparent that living in Crossbell, the state that robbed her of her love, would be too much to bear. My mother left to go live with relatives in Erebonia. It was then that I was taken in by grandfather, who raised me into the person I am today. Krass, ey. Dass keiner, also weder mütterlicher noch väterlicherseits, jemand die Kleine irgendwie in seiner oder ihrer Obhut haben wollte und dass das so akzeptiert wurde von beiden Elternteilen. Und der Vater, der tut mir ja mal richtig leid, auch wenn es scheiße ist, die Familie zu verlassen, aber der war ja ursprünglich scheinbar ein Guter, der einfach an der Realität gescheitert ist. That was the reason I was drawn to following him down the path of politics. It wasn't due to any desire to avenge my father or anything like that. I just couldn't understand it. How could a family so happy and loving end up falling apart so completely? After I made my decision, grandfather began to help me. I studied abroad, all over the continent, focusing on politics and economics. However, the more I studied, the more I realized how complicated of a quagmire Crossbell's situation truly was. Caught between the Empire and the Republic, our justice, our interests are pulled apart by the gravity of their immense power, entangled with their own and distorted beyond all recognition. It was there I hit a wall, an insurmountable barrier in my way. A barrier? The same one my father faced, and one I'm sure my grandfather faces as well. Do you know who represents the government of Crossbell State, Lloyd? Isn't it Mayor McDowell? Well, yes, but he's not the only one. It's actually both the Crossbell City Mayor and the Speaker of the Diet. Grandfather and the Imperial faction Speaker Hartmann jointly represent our government. That's how we operate according to state law. Sounds like I should have studied a bit more. But wait, why did Crossbell adopt such a divided system in the first place? It's obvious, isn't it? If two representatives from opposite factions have equal authority, they can hinder things for each other, making political reform nearly impossible. No way. But now that you mention it, it does make sense. With two people on top, one side can easily sabotage the other if they try to push some sort of reform through. The fact that this happens is a tragic inevitability given Crossbell's founding. 70 years ago, Crossbell State was born from a mutual agreement between Erebonia and Calvert. In fact, the state's founders were themselves Imperial and Republican lawyers. Seeing the current state of Crossbell, I can't help but think of it as a curse. I was at a loss. If I were to continue into the world of politics, that same curse would grab me by the neck and drag me under, just like my father. That's why I decided on a new approach, one my family hadn't yet tried. And that was the CPD. Yes, from there I told myself I could see Crossbell's twisted reality firsthand, without looking through the muddied lens of politics. I convinced myself that the experiences I gained here would one day be my secret weapon when I finally joined Crossbell's political world. The reform that my father failed to achieve and grandfather is unable to pursue. I thought this new perspective would be the key to finally making it a reality. Maybe. But perhaps I was just lying to myself. Perhaps I was just running away. Everything that happened today, I knew it was likely I'd encounter those issues. But still, the reality of things was even colder and crueler than I had imagined. When confronted with it, I was at a loss. Maybe I'm incapable of doing anything on my own after all. Maybe I'm just a broken little girl abandoned by her mother and father. Wow, ey, ganz schön krass. Ich wusste gar nicht, dass da so viel auf ihren Schultern lastet und dass sie auch so denkt und die Welt mit den Augen sieht. Aber ich finde das sehr inspirierend irgendwie. So what? Huh? You try way too hard to be perfect, Elie. I can't afford to fail. I need to take care of everything myself, shoulder every responsibility. That's the way you've been thinking, isn't it? That's not... Doch, hat schon komplett recht, würde ich sagen. Today was probably our roughest day yet. Being ridiculed, having to hear that all of our efforts are in vain. But think about it, aren't those the things we signed up for when we joined the SSS? Remember, Elie, there may be barriers we can't get over today, but that doesn't mean we won't be able to get over them tomorrow. Tomorrow. Right now, the barrier that stands before us is the threat letter case. And even though the First Division has taken it over, I say we continue investigating independently from them. Oh, what? But is there even anything else we can do at this point? Sure, the First Division may be great at what they do, but even so, it's obvious that they're stuck in a cop's mindset, only adhering to traditional logic. Maybe a new perspective is exactly what's needed to crack this case. At least that's how I feel about things. Lloyd. Just like how you joined the CPD to gain a new perspective on Crossbell, right? If we're somehow able to solve this case, then I'm sure that means your goal isn't out of reach either. Of course, I shouldn't really compare our investigation to Crossbell's underlying issues, but what we need right now is the experience of overcoming these kinds of obstacles. If we need clearing the small barriers one by one, if we keep, ich hab nicht gesagt, ne? Then someday we have the power to get over the big ones too. In these 2 months we've been together, I've come to realize something. You have your own troubles you're working to overcome, don't you? So how are you able to stay so optimistic? Well, let's see. Maybe it's because I have someone I'm trying to catch up to. Though that in itself may be a problem. I think I understand, but I'm not as strong as you are. I'm just so tired of it all. I didn't come up here with the intention of talking so much about my past, aber es musste scheinbar mal raus. But I just couldn't keep it bottled up anymore, sage ich ja. At this rate, I'm only going to drag the team down. And if that's the case, I should probably... Elie? No. We need you, Elie. Your profound knowledge, your negotiation skills, your sharpshooting, your sense of justice. If we're going to stand up to this city, we're going to need you. But... that's not it though. While all of that's true, my point is this. I'd be happy if you decided to stay by my side, Elie. No. What? We were a bit of a mess at the start, but I feel like we've really started to become a team over these past 2 months. Even when we're bombarded with the stress of daily life, we make time for the small things, like deciding whose turn it is to cook. We've all come to trust in everyone's individual strengths. It's not every day you find teammates like that. Well, we may still be rookies, sure. It's too early for us to be able to tackle every problem by ourselves, but it's also too early for us to give in and despair and give up trying to fix things. We'll tackle each day head on, do whatever we can, and keep relentlessly confronting the status quo. And if that somehow fails, we just come up with a new plan, together. You, me, Randy, and Theo. And despite the way he acts, the chief is always doing everything he can to support us from the side. Heck, even Zeit has our backs now. So don't forget, Elie, you're not alone. You're absolutely right. I'm not alone. How could I have forgotten something so important? Thank you, Lloyd. Even though it won't be easy to solve all my problems, I do feel a little better now. Glad to hear it. Still, apart from the lines that sounded like they came straight out of a teen drama, I was a bit surprised. I'm painfully aware of how cheesy they were, okay? But what do you mean by surprised, Elie? Because, well, talking about how I'm needed and telling me that you want me by your side, I thought you were confessing your love to me. Endlich mal jemand, die es auch so direkt ausspricht. Confessing? Uh-oh. Wait, that's not what I meant at all. Oh? So are you saying I'm not good enough then? Oh, das ist aber gemein, was Elie macht. Das ist gerade gemein dem armen Lloyd gegenüber. Yeah, you know that's not it. Oh, come on, you're just teasing me now, aren't you? Just a little payback. But you really should be more careful, Lloyd. You might not realize you're doing it, but you really have the potential to be a serious womanizer. Hey, hold on a second. I'd understand if you were talking about Randy, but why me? The fact that you don't even know you're doing it makes it all the worse. Good grief, Lloyd. I can't believe just hearing those words made my heart start beating so fast. What was that? Nothing. But anyway, I'm sorry I wasn't there when you reported to the chief. Did you guys come up with a plan for how to continue our investigation? No, not yet. Right now the case hinges on figuring out what Yin hopes to accomplish. Tomorrow we can ask around and see if we can find some sort of lead. Sounds good. Thanks to you, I have a feeling that I'll be sleeping soundly tonight. How about we hold a meeting tomorrow morning after we get some much-needed rest? Sounds like a plan. Oh, Ende gut, alles gut, zumindest vorübergehend. Was? Leute, in Elie lernt Star Blast. Das können die dann aber nur zusammen einsetzen, oder was? Dann gehen wahrscheinlich deren beider CP runter. By spending 100 CP each, a powerful combination attack can be unleashed. Ja, geil. Cool. Hoffentlich vergesse ich das nicht. Aber das wird ja spätestens dann beim nächsten längeren Kampf irgendwann mal eingeblendet werden, schätze ich mal. Okay. Wer ist Lau? Lau war doch der Empfangstyp, oder? Bevor wir in das Gebäude rein sind. That concludes this week's report. The warhounds they've trained may prove troublesome. If Master Yin were available, he would easily compensate for our lack of force. Master Yin. Okay. Very well. We shall continue with all our current operating protocols within the city. In addition, recall half of our personnel currently dispatched to Altair. Understood. I shall take my leave, Master Kao. Have a pleasant evening. Yes, yes. To you as well. Alles klar, der Yin ist also doch ein bisschen stärker verbandelt hier. How troublesome. I'd rather not have to request the Elder's assistance. Such help would come with a heavy debt. If only Master Yin were more cooperative, our plans would be proceeding splendidly. Welche Plans denn? Worry not, I plan to uphold my end of the bargain. Kommt der Yin jetzt? Oh, das ist er. Der maskierte Typ, erkennt man sofort. Der passt komplett auf die Beschreibung, die wir gehört haben. It shouldn't surprise me that you were eavesdropping. Dear me, I fear I may have made a few slips of the tongue. Ja, viel erkennt man nicht. Also die nähere Ansicht, die bringt jetzt ja eigentlich ganz schön wenig. Black Shrouded Man. Please, we both know you said exactly as much as you wanted me to hear. Just as cunning as ever. Me? Oh goodness, no. I'm no match for you. So, to what do I owe this visit? Are you perhaps in the mood to cull some warhounds for us? Your subordinates are more than capable enough to handle that matter. My role is to take care of Ravage's main force, beginning with that man, Garcia. That was what you hired me for, was it not? Oh dear, you truly are no fun. It's come to my attention that you've become entangled with Arc-en-Ciel for some odd reason. I'll have you know, the CPD is quite good at their job, so don't do anything that will bring us trouble. Do I make myself clear? No need to worry. More importantly, what is your impression of the Special Support Section? Ja, jetzt bin ich mal auf die Antwort gespannt. Oh, so that's what you've come here for? Let's see, they are an intriguing combination of young people. Their leader, Lloyd, most of all. He's perfectly aware of his weakness, yet he continues to push forward with determination. He seems to have a strong intuition as well. To be honest, I quite like people like him. Ich finde, er hat ihn echt gut beschrieben. Ja. I was not asking you about your tastes. What about the other members? Again, each of them proves to be quite intriguing in their own way. Mayor McDowell's granddaughter possesses a keen sense of diplomacy, weiß nicht, wie man es ausspricht, diplomacy, and operates as the team's administrator. As for the girl from the Epstein Foundation, while her Orbis stuff itself is fascinating, I suspect she has some special qualities of her own. Lastly, we have our red-headed fellow. He has a certain air about him, one not dissimilar to our own. Intriguing indeed. I must ask, why have you taken such great interest in them? I simply wished to put them to a little test. I was curious to find out if they are worthy of taking on a request from Yin. A request? Aber war das jetzt ein Eingeständnis, dass dieser Brief wirklich von ihm kam? Eigentlich schon, er hat es ja nicht abgestritten, ne? Als Kao meinte hier von wegen Verstrickung mit Arc-en-Ciel und so. So, Team-Meeting. Aber erstmal frühstücken, oder? Oder macht ihr das parallel? Nee. Essen die auch mal? Isn't it a bit ridiculous? Despite all the work we put in, we had no choice but to hand the case over to the First Division. If Rishia hadn't asked us in the first place, everything we uncovered would have stayed hidden. Yeah, you're right. If only there were some kind of diversion that would allow us to continue investigating. Let's think for a minute. Who would know about Yin in the first place? Well, obviously HIER, considering that's his current employer. And then there's their rival, Ravage, and the First Division, who's tracking HIER's movements, according to Dudley. From there, we can assume that Speaker Hartmann, who's closely tied to Ravage, knows about him as well. That's the man you mentioned yesterday, right, Elie? Yes, he's a career politician who more or less rules over the Diet, serving as the leader of the Imperial faction. Honestly, it wouldn't be far-fetched to say that he's Ravage's greatest supporter. Incidentally, almost all of Grandfather's reform bills were crushed by this man. I've always heard his name, but I never knew just how much power he had. If he's tied to Ravage though, then Yin would be a threat to him as well, I imagine. Yes, which means they wouldn't have much of a connection. Tio, Randy? You two look completely bewildered. Is there something we're missing? Die sind wahrscheinlich einfach nur überrascht, dass du wieder die Alte bist, Elie. Die haben ja gar nicht mitbekommen, wie euer Gespräch gestern verlief. No, it's just... You seem to be in a much better mood today, Elie. Ich wusste, dass es darauf hinausläuft. I guess so. I'm sorry about yesterday, everyone. I wasn't acting like myself. But I'm fine now and I don't intend to be a burden to the team anymore. You've never been a burden to us, Elie. Quite the opposite, actually. You help us out all the time. I mean, look at us now. Thanks to your political knowledge, we're making progress by leaps and bounds. Oh, do you really think so? Ich glaube, so denken eigentlich alle aus dem Team. Something smells fishy. Agreed, something is off. Very off. Ich verstehe Randy und Tio auch so ein bisschen, dass sie hier irgendwie gerne alles wissen wollen. Wobei wir waren ja in deren Zimmer. Also Lloyd hat ja erzählt, dass er mit ihr sprechen wollte. Wait a minute, you two. You know, now that I think of it, I could swear I heard a pair of voices chattering away on the roof from my window. I wonder... Congratulations, Lloyd and Elie. I wish the best for you too. Oh, jetzt geht diese Sache hier schon wieder los. Ja, die sind jetzt bestimmt ein Paar, weil die sich einmal auf dem Dach unterhalten haben. Hold on, we didn't do anything that deserves a congratulations, right, Elie? Yeah, yes, I mean no. We were just talking about life and other things of that nature. Life, eh? Yeah, I talk life with the ladies now and again. So tell me, how far do you two go? Boah, jetzt wird's ja richtig kindergartenmäßig. Randy! Please, Theo's sitting right there. How far did you go? Is Randy referring to the intimacy people engage in while in romantic relationships? Nope, 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 not at all. Lloyd and Elie, sitting in a tree. That's enough for today. Yes, ma'am. Sheesh. Me and Elie together romantically? You guys know that wouldn't happen. Oh, ich wette, diese Worte treffen sie gerade, auch wenn sie es niemals zugibt, huh? I mean, I don't think we're all that compatible and I can't really imagine our relationship going that way. Right, Elie? Tja, what's the matter? Sie ist einfach entsetzt. Also der hat auch echt kein gutes Händchen dafür, ne? Also andere zu trösten, ja, aber er erkennt halt irgendwie überhaupt nicht so romantische Grenzüberschreitungen und welche Signale er sendet und so. You idiot. He stepped right on a landmine. Ist so. Oh yes, and you are so right, Lloyd. All I did was ask you for some advice on a very unimportant subject, that's all. And there most definitely wasn't any sort of romantic atmosphere like you oh so graciously pointed out. Alright then. You know, by incompatible, I only meant that we don't exactly make a good match. Du machst es nur noch schlimmer, je mehr du erzählst, Lloyd. Können wir wieder zum eigentlichen Thema zurück? Eigentlich ist der Streit gerade nur die Schuld von Theo und Randy, weil die nachhaken mussten. Sorry. Well, either way, glad to see you got some more fire in you today, Mademoiselle. Yes, thank goodness. I was not sure whether or not you were going to stay with the CPD. I'm sorry, I never meant to make you all worry. I don't know where the future will take me. But right now, I know this is where I'm meant to be. So everyone, I'm happy that I get to keep working with you. Elie. So am I, Elie. Haha, damn straight. Besides, doubt we get much done around here without you to keep us in line. I wouldn't have to be so stern all the time if you didn't try to wander off to the casino every other day, Randy. Well, that's enough of that. What should we do about the investigation from here on out? Good question. We could always attempt to corner Yin with a different approach than the one the First Division is using. However, that unfortunately does not do much to narrow our options down. In that case, I've got an idea. How about we have ourselves a trip to Calvert's eastern quarter? I bet we'd find a few clues about Yin there. Uh-huh, why didn't I think of that? But would the department even authorize a business trip to a foreign country? The Eastern Quarter is far outside of our jurisdiction after all. Theo, hast du eine Antwort auf diese Frage, Theo? What are you doing? I was contemplating looking into the police database a bit more. Perhaps I would be able to learn about the First Division's movements and so on. However, I already searched it last night, so there may not be much in the way of new information. Let's try it anyway. Beats sitting around here doing nothing. That's true. Was war das? What's wrong? How strange. It seems as though we have received an orb mail. What's that again? Aren't they essentially letters that can be sent from terminal to terminal? Precisely. The peculiar thing is, despite being extremely useful, almost no one in the CPD uses the functionality. Most likely because not many officers are trained to use keyboards. And I'm one of them, unfortunately. Well, who's it from? Let me check. Jetzt kommt Mail, Post von Yin. What? What is it? Who would send us? Der wollte uns doch auf die Probe stellen. Ich wusste es. Ich wusste es. I, Yin, hereby submit my support request. Overcome this trial and face me. Only then will I grant you your mission. It's him. Is this some kind of joke? Theo, where was the mail sent from? Definitely not the police department. Das war klar. Got it. It was sent from the International Bank of Crossbell. Was? Otherwise known as the IBC. Was? Wie geht das denn? What does this mean? The IBC is that bank that rakes in MEHR from all over Zemuria, right? Why the hell would a place like that be sending us prank mail? Why do you assume I would know? I can say, however, that this mail was definitely sent from an IBC terminal. I have no way of knowing who sent it, though. Irgendwie habe ich so eine kleine Vermutung. Could it be possible that Yin infiltrated the IBC? Ja, in die Richtung ging das auch, weil meine Überlegung gerade war, die haben ja überall noch nicht solche Terminals und Computer. Das ist ja noch nicht in jedem Haushalt. Und um über uns Kontakt aufzunehmen, das ist so ein bisschen das Pendant zu dem, wie man früher, man kennt es ja aus Filmen, ne? Das gab es wahrscheinlich auch im Real Life, wenn du früher in eine Telefonzelle gegangen bist, um anonym irgendwie einen Anruf zu tätigen und keine Spuren zu hinterlassen. So wird er das wahrscheinlich über das IBC-Terminal dann auch gemacht haben. It's not out of the question. The IBC building is home to quite a few external companies and organizations. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's an Epstein Foundation office too. That is correct. An acquaintance of mine works there. However, I should have been more clear. The Orbital mail was sent directly from the IBC's main terminal. Because of that, I think the possibility of an external company being involved is low. Spannend. Well, we won't know until we ask them. I wanted our investigation to fly under the 1st Division's radar, but we really don't have any other choice. Yeah, going undercover this time might be a little tricky. Should we hurry up and check it out before they get in our way again? Actually, we may be able to perform our search in secret after all. Und wie? Really? How exactly? My best friend's father works at the IBC. If we explain the situation to him, he might give us a hand. You think so? Hey, ain't that convenient? Well, well, Mademoiselle, you got more connections than you know what to do with, don't ya? I have a decent amount. Unfortunately, I have no way of knowing whether or not he's even in Crossbear City, given how hectic his schedule is. What sort of position does he hold there? You may have heard of him, actually. His name is Dieter Croix. Dieter Croix. Haben wir schon mal von dem Dieter gehört? What? What? He famous or something? I say, honestly, you could make the argument that he's just as well known as Elie. Dieter Croix. He is one of the continent's most wealthy individuals and a leading figure in the Zemurian economy, as well as the current CEO of the International Bank of Crossbell. He's the top dog of the whole freaking bank? He was originally an old friend of my father's, but he's also kept a friendly relationship with my grandfather. Because of that, I've known him a good portion of my life, and his daughter is one of my closest childhood friends. Wow, that's amazing. But even if he is the CEO, he won't be able to do much if he's not there. You're right, I heard that he spends almost half of the year abroad on business trips. Nevertheless, there's no harm in trying, is there? Even if he isn't in town, my friend might be. She may even be able to help us. Let's do it then. We're getting somewhere with the investigation now, at least, but are you worried about the intentions behind the orb mail? It was written similarly to the threat letter, but his reason for sending it remains unclear. Ja, aber der Grund für, warum der Elie umbringen soll, ist auch noch unclear. Eigentlich kennen wir irgendwie immer noch die ganzen Hintergründe nicht. Well, he went out of his way to send us a challenge. It would be rude of us to not take the bait, you know? Agreed. Shall we head to the IBC then? Viele Alternativen haben wir ja auch nicht, als diesen Hints jetzt irgendwie zu folgen. Oh, muss ich mal kurz kratzen. So, Report to the... Wir haben gar nichts zum Reporten, oder? Jetzt ist ein neuer Tag angebrochen. Ich hoffe, ich habe beim letzten Mal nicht irgendwas ausgelassen. Guck mal, hier geht's ja voll ab. Fishing for Ingredients. Da gibt's irgendeine Belohnung, die ich mir auf meinen Zettel geschrieben habe, von Sachen, die wir fürs Komplettieren von irgendwas brauchen. Long Lao Tavern and Inn. Shan Shan. We are looking for ingredients for a new fish dish. Hurry over and talk to me at Long Lao. I'm counting on you. Scrollen kann ich hier nicht. Testaments Training. Entschuldigung. Abbas. I'm requesting the special support section to train us to improve our combat skills. Desired duration 2 to 3 hours. If you accept, come to Trinity in the downtown district. Okay. Boah, ich muss mich gleich für eine Reihenfolge entscheiden, ne? Rare Herb Retrieval. Dr. Lago. I would like to acquire a certain herb used in internal medicine research. I will share more details in person, so please head on over to St. Ursula Hospital's first floor internal medicine office. Alles klar, da waren wir jetzt am letzten Tag kein einziges Mal in der Ecke. A dangerous monster, Savage Horn, has been sighted on East Crossbell Highway. Client is state government. We ask that the special support section deal with this threat swiftly. Items of note, be aware of its charge attack and snort attack that can inflict burns. Das ist eine nette Warnung. Ich glaube, ich werde mein Equipment trotzdem nicht anpassen, sondern erstmal so mein Glück versuchen. Okay. Das heißt, wir müssten jetzt... Warte mal, ich kann mal gucken, wie das hier beschrieben steht. Also unser Hauptziel ist dann zu Elie zu gehen, oder was? Nee, let's head to the IBC. We should also check for support requests again before we go. Gut, dass das hier nochmal drin steht. Elie explained that the IBC CIO, Mr. Dieter Kroll, is her friend's father, and he might be willing to let us to investigate the IBC building to figure out who sent the message. Okay. Gut, das heißt, IBC machen wir dann als allerletztes. Das ist doch schon mal ein guter Indikator. I see that look in your eye. Seems like you're ready. Well, do as you see fit. I'll cover you as always. Thanks, Chief. We couldn't do this without you. Don't mention it. After all, the special support section was established for times like these. That's true. Maybe I can throw them off guard by making them a nice cup of joe. Don't worry about me, I was born for this stuff. Hier ist auf jeden Fall ein ziemlicher Freigeist, deswegen mag ich den Sergei auch so gerne. Weil der wird bestimmt auch viel Gegenwind bekommen und viel Kritik von links und rechts auch einstecken müssen. Bezüglich der Arbeit der SSS, und der lässt uns das aber gar nicht spüren und das ehrt ihn irgendwie. So, warte mal, ich habe jetzt so ein paar Kleinigkeiten, denen ich noch nachgehen will, bevor wir jetzt hier in die Dings einsteigen, in die Sidequest-Abarbeitung. Ich will erstmal gucken, ob hier was Neues verkauft wird. Aber ich glaube, das ändert sich, wenn überhaupt, dann erst zum Kapitelwechsel, oder? Oder hast du nach einem Tageswechsel hier auch neue Sortimente? Ich kann es mir nicht vorstellen. Ich würde das aber einmal nochmal testweise bei Wendy mal ausprobieren. Einfach um zu gucken. Die Slots, die hatte ich doch alle. Hey, ich hätte ja schwören können, dass ich die alle irgendwie schon geupgradet hätte. Ja, auf die erste Stufe, aber nicht auf die zweite. Das ist ganz schön teuer. Andererseits haben wir jetzt eigentlich ganz gut Seppet beisammen. So, warte mal. Ich würde gerne, dass jeder erstmal... Warte mal, habe ich das? Also jeder erstmal so einen komplett gemaxten Slot hat. Und ich habe das bisher immer dort gemacht, wo es keinen Elementarrahmen gab. Das heißt, ich werde das bei den anderen auch so handeln. So, das heißt, sie bekommt jetzt nämlich hier den Slot geupgradet. Und ihmchen können wir eigentlich auch gleich hier bleiben. Ja, so ist jetzt die Frage, belassen wir es dabei? Ich ziehe meine Grenze eigentlich immer gerne bei. Ich will nicht auf unter 500 fallen. Aber das wird jetzt mit Blick auf die roten Seppets dann halt schon kritisch. Deswegen lasse ich das erstmal. So. Und hier... Weiß ich nicht. Ich will am ehesten, will ich jetzt Cast irgendwann mal kaufen. Aber das gab es hier beim letzten Besuch schon nicht. Deswegen ist auch wenig überraschend, dass da jetzt auch nichts anders ist. Aber 2 NPCs wollte ich auf jeden Fall nochmal besuchen. Arona, wer ist das denn? Ich kann mich an keinen NPC erinnern, der jemals so geheißen hat. During the anniversary festival next month, I'll be running a popcorn stall. I'm lucky to have gotten a good spot. Okay, das erklärt auf jeden Fall, warum sie jetzt zum ersten Mal hier anzutreffen ist. I came by to scout out some good spots. Make sure you stop by once I've got things up and running. Okay, das machen wir. Hoffentlich verkaufst du uns dann auch wirklich Popcorn und tust nicht nur so, wie das hier zum Beispiel bei dem Ballon in Anführungsstrichen Verkäufer der Fall ist. So, diesmal gehen wir jetzt zusammen hin, weil ich das Gefühl habe, dass es diesmal anders laufen könnte. Prost. So, nämlich genau hier, wo ich die letzten Male offscreen ja auch schon gewesen bin. Aha, hier stehen auf jeden Fall jetzt andere Leute auch rum. Derek. There should be enough product for us to properly stock the anniversary festival stall. Our harvest this year managed to still be pretty decent despite that monster attack. We have a lot of things to think about. Who's going to run the stall, what else we should sell, securing a location. I know, all we can do is take it one step at a time. Now then, we should probably focus on... Derek sure knows how to come up with a smart business plan. It seems that he's really taken the fact that he'll be the next village chief to heart. If only the same would happen to Jade regarding this general store. Derek sure knows. Okay. Ich hoffe, der hat das alles gehört. Kann er sich freuen. Setting up a food stall may be harder than I thought. But that doesn't matter. I'm going to revitalize this village, no matter the costs. You'll see. Ja, setting up a food stall may be harder. Okay, okay. Hallo, gibt mir jemand noch ein Rezept, bitte? Derek has been talking to Gramps for a while now. Beats me what they're talking about. I guess I'm not cut out to be a merchant after all. What exactly are Derek and Gramps talking about? Der Laden ist so klein, hört man das nicht? So, ich bekomme hier aber leider immer noch nicht, wonach ich suche. Ich glaube, ich werde mich damit mal noch ein bisschen eingehender auseinandersetzen, wann genau das denn aufzufinden ist. Ich meine, vielleicht gibt es ja auch noch andere Tage. Ich habe aber noch einen anderen NPC, von dem es eigentlich was geben sollte. Wartet mal kurz. Nämlich Brute in Belgard Gate. Ich musste noch mal gucken. Ich hatte, vielleicht erinnert ihr euch, damals ja öfter mal mit Brute gesprochen. Oh Gott, ich weiß gar nicht mehr. Ich weiß gar nicht mehr, wo Belgard Gate gewesen ist. Lass mich mal kurz überlegen. Hier war Tangrim Gate und wir sind jetzt im Osten. Kann es sein, dass Belgard dann im Westen war? Warte mal, ich guck mal. Man kann das ja an den Bus-Stations ganz gut erkennen. Hoffe ich jetzt einfach mal. Genau, hier ist nämlich die Haltestation. Da, Belgard Gate. Oh Gott, ich hatte es gerade. Ich habe gerade nur die Police Station gesehen und habe Panik bekommen, weil ich dachte, das Gate ist hier nicht auffindbar. Da habe ich mir allerdings auch nur Chapter 2 notiert. Also es kann sein, dass ich den Weg jetzt hier umsonst antrete. Aber das sind die beiden NPCs, wo ich immer mal wieder nachgucken sollte. Ich glaube, wir haben Brute hier angetroffen. Warst du das? Nee, du bist Sig. At least on the surface we make a point of saying that we filter out some of the people who try to get in through this gate. However, you can also get into Crossbell by the railway and they don't conduct any sort of inspections at the station. As things stand, spies and the like from both the Empire and Republic can infiltrate Crossbell as they please. Ja, auf die Sicherheitslücken sind wir schon mal hingewiesen worden. Der stand beim letzten Mal nicht hier. Ist aber auch wenig überraschend, neuer Tag und so. I drove my Orbital car to the Empire and back all the time, so the constant inspections here are a real pain in my keister. Keister? Well, my car is still better suited for business trips than the bus or train. I suppose I can live with a few inspections every now and then. I drive my Orbital car to the Empire and back all the time, so the constant inspections... Ja, das mit dem Keister, Keister, hat er schon mal gesagt. So, warte mal, wo finde ich jetzt Brute? Warte mal, ich gehe mal nach oben. Ich habe mich hier... Warte mal, was habe ich mir notiert? Warte, ich sag's euch wortwörtlich. Guardsman, Brute, Belgard Gate. Western Fort steht hier. Ach so, da, guck mal, da hätte ich ja schon... Eigentlich hätte ich meine eigene Notiz schon entnehmen können, dass ich im Westen richtig bin. Aber ich habe hier leider keine Info, wo Brood eigentlich anzutreffen ist. Bist du Brood? Nee. 2 years ago, both of Karelia Fortress Railway's guns were pointed right at us. It was definitely touch and go for a while. The possibility of a major conflict had us on high alert. Thanks to the non-aggression pact, the gate has been relatively peaceful, but I never forget the fear I felt that day. The signing of the non-aggression pact 2 years ago finally relieved tensions across Crossbell. I applaud Queen Alicia for leading the charge for its establishment. Ja, kannst du auch. Die hat einige Fans scheinbar, aber wir haben ja, glaube ich, auch viel Frieden zu verdanken oder zumindest gute Ansätze, um nicht noch weitere Tote zu provozieren. So, ich meine, es kann natürlich auch immer noch sein, dass Brood hier... Ah, nee, hier war Brood. Doch, doch, ich erinnere mich. Hier bin ich nämlich immer wieder zurückgegangen. Well, it looks like my break is already over. Time to get back to it. When I think of Warrant Officer Mireille as my boss instead of the commander, work becomes a lot more bearable. Alright, I just finished this book. Yes, while I was on break. Why don't you guys take it with you? Geil, deswegen bin ich hier. Und wisst ihr, was das Lustige ist? Wir haben noch nicht mal Chapter 4. Bei Chapter 4 kriegen wir irgendwann auch in diesem Kapitel im McDowell Estate. Aber da waren wir ja noch nicht, also da würde ich das wahrscheinlich eben Vorbeigehen irgendwann mitnehmen. Now that I've worked under the CGF commander for a while now, I know without a doubt that having a boss like him is the absolute worst. Aha. Na gut, sehr schön. Weiß er wenigstens, was er hier hat an seinen jetzigen Vorgesetzten. Ist heutzutage auch nicht selbstverständlich. So, dann würde ich sagen, lass uns mal einen Plan erarbeiten, in welcher Reihenfolge wir jetzt die Sidequests angehen wollen. Warte mal, wir haben jetzt einige mitgenommen. Ich würde auf jeden Fall die Monster Extermination ans Ende packen. Und damit könnte man doch eigentlich beginnen, oder? Wollen wir mal mit Shanshan sprechen und gucken? Warte mal, wie komme ich da am schnellsten hin, wie ich mich gerade automatisch porten wollte. Ich glaube, das ist noch so ein Überbleibsel aus Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Aber ich bin sehr, sehr dankbar, dass es die Busse gibt. Stellt euch mal vor, es gäbe die nicht. Das wäre ja künstliche Spieldauerstreckung par excellence. Nein, nein. Achso, ich dachte, ich habe jetzt irgendwas ausgelöst. Gerade schon Panik bekommen. So, warte, wo wollten wir hin? In die East Street. Und in ein Lokal, wo wir schon länger nicht mehr gewesen sind. Ich liebe dieses Lokal. Ich mag das wirklich voll gerne. Weil das hat schöne Farben, das hat eine schöne Architektur. Ich mag die Shanshan. Ich mag, wie das hier alles so weitläufig ist und nicht alles so eng übereinander gestapelt. Auch wenn das wahrscheinlich ein bisschen Kantinenflair hat, wenn es irgendwann zu groß ist. Aber hier geht das voll klar, finde ich. Welcome to Long Lao. Shanshan, I presume. We're here to discuss your support request. Wow, you're here already? Sie würde ich gerne mal in so einer großen Abbildung sehen. Ich glaube, ihr Artwork wäre wunderschön so. Oh, thank goodness. Angeln, angeln. Ich hoffe, wir kriegen Köder von dir. Ain't she a cutie? I think fishing for ingredients was the name of your request. Work's work, but is it me or does the SSS get saddled with a lot of fetch requests? You're not wrong, but it really is out of our control. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I need this done as soon as possible. We had a customer suddenly come in this morning and make a reservation bigger than our stock can handle. We tried to buy some fish from the marketplace, but even they were running low on the good stuff. We're going to need odd jobbers to tackle this one for us. Tja. Sorry, what was that now? I do not believe odd jobber is an apt description of our work. Wir sind es ja fast gewohnt, muss man ja traurigerweise sagen, aber gut finde ich das auch nicht. All I know is I spoke with the Bracer Guild receptionist and he told me he'd set something up for me. There weren't any bracers available, but he mentioned a group of odd jobbers that would be willing to help. Oh, dann ging das von denen aus, das ist ja noch ärgerlicher irgendwie. Aren't you the ones he was referring to? So it's that damn receptionist's fault, eh? Der hieß Michel, das weiß ich noch. The worst part is he's not completely wrong. It still feels bad to hear it, though. However, Lloyd is a proficient fisherman, so I believe we are more than capable to accept her request. After all, she does appear to be in need. Yeah, I think you're right, Theo. Let's do it then. Really? That's such a relief. This dish calls for a fish that's both slender and long. The reservation is for 5 people, so we need 5 of the same type of fish. But if you have trouble catching that specific type of fish, then I guess we could settle for something else. However, whatever kind of fish you end up bringing, we definitely need 5 of the same kind. Got it? To recap, you want 5 long and slender fish. If we fail to catch them, then you settle for another fish as long as they are identical. Okay, I think we've got it. We'll fish them up and bring them to you. Thank you so much. I'm counting on you. Aber wie willst du das denn abschließen, wenn du keine Köder nachkaufen kannst? Also wenn du jetzt den falschen Fisch zum Beispiel bringst, oder gibt es den jetzt irgendwo zu kaufen? Das stelle ich mir gerade nur schwierig vor, weil ich habe gar nicht so viele Köder. Und wenn ich dann irgendeinen Angelspot finde und vielleicht auch den richtigen Fisch finde, dann muss ich ja auch noch Glück haben, dass ich 5-mal den gleichen dann gefangen kriege. Also, wisst ihr, was ich meine? Das ist gar nicht so leicht. Hi there, Oddjobbers. Did you bring me any fish? Remember, I asked for 5 long and slender fish. Oh, don't worry, we can cook all kinds of fish, but 5 of the same type of fish would be ideal. The reservation was for 5 people after all. Okay. Also, ich werde auf jeden Fall einmal speichern. Ach, Walt, ich dachte gerade, ich habe mich verguckt, aber der sitzt hier wirklich. Oh, it's you guys. Hey, Walt, do you come here often? Pretty much. Owner's some annoying old dude, but the grub's decent. And not to mention their waitress is pretty friggin' sexy, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I most definitely do. On that, at least we can agree. Seriously, guys. Show some decorum for once in your life, Randy. Damn, I'm stuffed. Morning practice with the boys did a number on me. Wish they'd hurry up with the food already. Ja, die ist ja schon unterwegs. Ich habe sie gerade blockiert. Eigentlich war das meine Schuld. So, warte mal. Ich will mal ganz kurz noch abspeichern. Ich halte es für sehr, sehr unwahrscheinlich, aber ich wollte noch mal kurz gucken, ob wir nicht vielleicht sogar den richtigen Fisch haben. Sind das alle die in Frage kommen oder listet sie hier einfach alle auf? Okay, also das probieren wir dann beim nächsten Mal. Vielleicht muss ich mich nämlich gar nicht auf Angelreise begeben, sondern kann ja einfach die geben, weil ich finde, die Snow Crab, die passt irgendwie nicht so auf ihre Beschreibung. Aber vielleicht täuscht das auch und alles, was hier steht, geht irgendwie klar. Auf jeden Fall, ja, werden wir eine Lösung finden. The customers are coming tonight, so it would be nice if we could get them as soon as possible. Ja, ja. Das werden wir abschließen, dann mit den 3 anderen Sidequests auf jeden Fall weitermachen. Und ich wollte in der Bracer Guild noch vorbeischauen, weil ich das da immer sehr interessant finde, wen man da so antrifft und alles und überhaupt. Das nur als kleiner Reminder für mich. Liebe Leute, ich bedanke mich fürs Einschalten heute und würde mich sehr freuen, wenn ihr auch beim nächsten Mal wieder mit dabei seid. Macht's gut und bis dahin, wenn ihr mögt. Ciao!